Welcome to Laurel Sportsplex. I'm Spencer Martin, and we're here for an exciting Class A soccer matchup between two of the true powers, Billings Central and the Laurel Locomotives. If you need any history on this matchup, well, the last 12 state championships have gone to either Billings Central or Laurel, and in the last 5 years, these two teams have met in that state title game, with Laurel winning last year 2-0. Let's take a look at some of our key players for Billings Central. We got Soleil Ellison, the second leading scorer in the Treasure State with goals per game. She's got 6 goals and 1 assist so far this season, 20 goals, 6 assists a year ago as a sophomore. She'll hover around the box, always dangerous, and she benefits from that well-oiled Rams machine, getting her the ball, finishing with her head or her feet. Over for Laurel, it's Maya Mack. 30 goals a year ago as a freshman. Right now, she has 7 in her 2 games, and her coach described her as crazy. She thinks what makes her hard to beat and guard is that she's so unpredictable and that she can really move all around the field from midfield to attack. And she's got her sister Morgan Mack in the midfield, that senior, fielding her the ball at all times. And so 2 of the top scorers in the Treasure State going head to head. And the best part about this matchup is how often these two teams see each other. They know their strengths and weaknesses. That central back line full of seniors, they key on Maya Mack the whole time. And so here it is, the latest installment of this Billings Central and Laurel rivalry. These teams, 18 goal differential so far, a positive 18. Something's got to give tonight. And so this rivalry, the latest edition, coming up for you here next on SWX.
Of colors by the stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of those bursting in gave through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
All right, welcome back to Laurel Sportsplex. Just minutes away from kickoff. I'm Spencer Martin, and joining me now in the booth today is Kevin Luce, assistant coach for Rocky Mountain College Soccer and director of player development at Billings United. Kevin, thanks for being here, and obviously these two teams, championship pedigree, championship aspirations. What do you think can be the difference today?
Well, thank you, Spencer. It's great to be here, and
Thank you.
It's a great atmosphere here in Laurel. It does have a kind of a state championship feel to it.
It does.
And these teams have obviously faced one another in the state final the last few years. But I would think that it's going to come down overall to Central being able to control the possession. I think that's a style that they have, and obviously be able to contain Maya Mack, the striker for Laurel, and for Laurel to be able to, I guess, bring out that physicality that they normally do, that can put teams under a lot of pressure. you know, and then definitely a goalkeeping. I think both goalkeepers going to be tested today. And I think that's where he's going to come down to.
Yeah, both of these teams with a positive 18 goal differential so far this season. So those keepers always under pressure in this game when you have attackers like Maya Mack and Soleil Ellison. And head coach Aloma Jess for Laurel, she seems to, you know, they're trying to take some notes from that central playbook, I think, where not just always playing it up and being physical. She said that they want to control all the layers of the field. And, you know, for them, you know these girls, what does that look like specifically? Of course, you know Morgan and Maya Mack, but 8 seniors, they have all kinds of tools.
They do. They have a number of players that can step in and impact this game. Sierra Brandstetter in the back, great player, can get forward. She's a senior. Gracie Willis and Tegan Harper in the midfield can really help in controlling the tempo.
And this game, you said, kind of state championship type feel. Of course, we're limited with the amount of spectators we have tonight, but Maya Mack said that this week is stressful because people keep coming up to her and saying, are there extra tickets available? Is there any way to get in? Is Central good? She says people just ask us over and over about this game. Laurel, of course, cares so much about their sports, but Kevin, you've been a part of the sports community, the soccer community here in Billings for a while with Billings United and Rocky, and Coach Jess said that this game looks so different than how it did back in 1999 when this thing was all getting started. How have you seen soccer really shift to control in the East?
I think it starts when these players are younger. They're having an opportunity to play club soccer more than they did, 15, 20 years ago. And both in Billings and Laurel, the coaches at these younger age groups are doing a tremendous job of developing these players, teaching them the game, obviously, developing their technical skills, and you're just seeing it come to fruition now when these players are hitting their junior and senior year, and they're just dominating throughout the state.
Yeah, it's fun looking at the MHSA kind of state archives when you have the Whitefishes and Belgrade here and there and all those Western type teams winning, and then you get to 2008 and all of a sudden it's just Billings Central, Billings Central, Billings Central, and Laurel. And even though Billings Central has that pedigree and they were in that game last year, still a lot of new faces. They just announced Nolan Trafton, the head coach, just his second year. He said his son actually played with him. And what makes Nolan a valuable coach to take over this thing at Central?
I think with Nolan, he brings in, not only does he bring in a lot of playing experience, but he started coaching at a younger age. And he started coaching with some younger players in club soccer and just kind of built up his resume. And he's now, obviously, he's the coach of both boys and the girls at Central.
Number 6.
Yeah, that's a heavy workload. It's always hard to track them down at practice. Of course, that's kind of how you guys do things at Rocky as well. What's the big difference there in coaching?
With
boys, when you have a boys team and a girls team, but you're trying to instill your same coaching philosophies, what are the alterations that have to be made?
I just think you have to understand the players, more. I think on the boys' side, you can get on them a little bit more. And the girls, sometimes you have to walk on a little bit of eggshells, but they can take criticism just as much as the boys' side. And going back to Nolan, he also, when he was growing up and playing soccer in club in Billings, he had some very good coaches to learn from. College coaches from MSUB that brought a lot of experience, and so I think he picked up on a lot of tactics and coaching style that he can bring to both the boys and the girls team at Central High.
Were one of those coaches Kevin Luce from Rocky Mountain College?
It was not.
00. Anna Cole.
So here's the starting lineup for Laurel. As there you see Anna Cole, the goalkeeper, and Kevin, you said a little bit that keeping could be very important in this matchup. Cole starting goalkeeping just 2 years ago.
Yeah, sometimes players find their niche later on in their soccer careers. They may think they're a defender or a striker when they're 12 or 13, and the next thing you know, they're in high school and they're jumping in net. So it can happen at any time, in a soccer player's career, and maybe a coach sees something different in a player than a previous coach. But goalkeeper, that's another story.
Yeah, and of course, goalkeeper can kind of be the coach out there. And something I noticed going to Billings Central's practices is Olivia Torlat for the Rams. She really takes a commanding force with this back line, and I think that could be a difference when you have so many attackers being thrown at you from Laurel with Mason Cotter, Maya Mack, Morgan Mack. The list goes on and on. Their goal production, but. How often as a coach did you really instill and lean on your goalkeeper to control that line?
Oh, yeah, they have to. They have the best view in the house, and on the field they have to be switched on at all times. They have to give players information at all times to the match, so they really have to concentrate. I always said, like, we're doing the commentary for the game today. I always try to tell goalies, just keep a running commentary. Keep a running commentary during the match, and then you'll never fall silent. And the players, definitely your back four, will always expect to hear your voice.
And these are an experienced back 4 and 5, including the goalkeeper, with all seniors for Billings Central there, and except for their goalkeeper, who's just a sophomore. But and then Laurel, I mean, they have 8 seniors overall, so we'll see how it all plays out. Kickoff here, just moments away. A question for you, working with Billings United and with Rocky, how familiar, it seems like maybe too familiar with the referees who call these games?
I'm pretty familiar with them. There's only a certain crew that works the high school games and the college games, and so you get to know them pretty well.
Can give you a little bit of leeway when you get a little mad. Not as much as you'd like.
Well, you get to know them, so you know how far you can push them from referee to referee.
They actually had to move the benches back before the game in this one. Something a little different for Laurel that Coach Jess wasn't too thrilled about, but they're the boss. So Maya Mack will get things started with the kickoff. I do like the rule change last couple of years, being able to play it straight back.
Looks both teams are in a 4-3-3 formation. That's 4 in the back, 3 midfielders, and then 3 forwards with a central forward and 2 wide forwards. And we'll see how they keep that formation throughout the match.
We previewed in our open, obviously, the 2 top attackers in State A girls soccer, Soleil Ellison and Maya Mack. How do they differ in the way that they score goals?
I think they're pretty similar. They're both very athletic and very intelligent players, and with a great deal of physicality. They're both very good athletes.
Central with an early throw here. It'll be Molly Molvig. Problem with the big tracks and stadiums are always hunting down soccer balls.
They need extra ball people on shift.
Or like in the bubble, just have them all placed around the stadium ready. It's like our Laurel defense, and it's cleared out. It's Gabby Stock playing it back.
Gabby Stock from a long line of Stock players for Central High. Both her older sisters played for Central High.
You see that a lot, especially at this level. It seems like you just get one after the other, just constantly replacing each other and keeping that same standard.
All 3 of them very good players. It's like Gabby is playing as a central midfielder today.
Yeah, Gabby earlier this week, she was very much kind of downplaying the height of this game. Maybe that is because with those sisters, she's seen a lot of them, and really, truly was saying that it's just another matchup where Laurel a little more excited, a little bit more of that beat Central mentality.
Sure.
She seemed to have seen every sport between Laurel and Central. Laurel definitely has every team, football, basketball, track, has a focus of beat Central at the beginning of the year. Nice pressure by Maya Mack, trying to get the ball. Molly Molvig fights her off. Stock playing it forward to Wall.
Kellen Wall with just a ton of pace on the outside. We'll see how Sierra can manage that.
I think in the games we've seen so far from Central, of course, Soleil has the goal count, but it's that pace on the outside that seems to always free her up in the middle.
Lauren Dole applying pressure there in the midfield, number 12.
Shavar out to Mack. There it is, that play forward where they try to free Maya. Maya Mack, Morgan to Maya. Of course, a sister connection, a senior and a sophomore. Definitely makes it nice as an attacker when the key midfielder in the middle giving you balls is your sister.
I think you can feel free to criticize one another at any time. They can deal with it at dinner.
And that's what Morgan said. She goes, I think if you get to halftime and Maya hasn't scored yet, I've watched her grow up her whole life playing soccer, so I can tell her what's open,
sure,
what's not, what she's doing wrong. Helps that relationship, so there's not all the bickering between the midfield and the attack. But it's got to be different for these teams that against a lot of opponents, they seemingly get whatever they want until they play each other. And how do you say patience? You see Maya Mack going forward.
Well done in the back.
Is that Lily Bland?
Yes. And I believe that's what Central is going to have to do in the back, is you're going to have to match that physicality that Maya Mack brings. And fight for every ball that you can.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a lot of those, and Central knows that as well. Mm-hmm. But nice job at Lily Bland there, the sophomore.
Ball gets out wide for Locomotives. Well done again in the back for Central.
So far, handling everything pretty much with ease, but a lot of one-on-one attacks.
Both teams right now are doing a really good job of trying to connect passes and trying to find good ways forward as opposed to just smashing the ball and running after it. They're both connecting quite a few passes, a lot of possession going on, which can be difficult on the turf as opposed to the grass. But both teams play a lot of games now on the turf, with Central now playing and training on the turf field at Amen. And of course, Laurel's home field is turf.
Laurel's a little faster than Amen, it sounds like, from Coach Jess. And she said that's what she's excited to play on Amen, get a little bit more of that natural grass feel with that turf. But yeah, playing possession here, maybe not trusting that both teams are a little more solid on the back line, and you don't want to let one of those attackers free. Shavar trying to play it through to the outside. And here's Mack.
All three defenders are dropping.
She's going to let it go.
Saved by the keeper.
So Torlot's first test of the game. Matt kind of tripping on her shot.
But as you can see right there, the danger of Maya Mack.
Right away, just almost out of nothing.
Right away, ball gets to her feet, she turns, and three defenders are unable to stop the shot from coming off her foot. So, yep, right away there we see the danger, but well done by Central's goalie. Sierra Bonstetter moving forward out of the back, and a great ball to Morgan.
And Morgan keeps it in bounds. She's going to send it across the front of the goal.
Another good job by the keeper getting her hands on that.
It's played through, and Central holds off another attack. Ellison can't possess it. Definitely a lot of possession, and like you just saw there the last couple of times, quick, fast, and in a hurry, all of a sudden Laurel is in attacking position. Ellison trying to get something going for the Rams here. She's swarmed by three Locomotive defenders, and they take it.
I think she really needs to, or her teammates need to provide a little bit more support for her there as she looks up, and there's three purple jerseys in front of her. I think she needs to play the ball off her feet a little bit quicker, then maybe get it back into a better space. But good job by Laurel's defense containing Soleil, who can be just as dangerous going forward as Maya.
As this ball is thrown in, we want to thank Dickey's Barbecue. They proudly serve slow-smoked Texas barbecue to folks across the world since 1941. You can find Dickey's here in Billings at 2519 Montana Avenue, over in Laurel as well at 704 First Avenue. Check out their website, www.dickeys.com. At Dickey's, all the meat is hickory smoked, low and slow every day, giving it their signature smoked barbecue flavor that makes it legit Texas barbecue. Let's hear that one's through for a goal kick, but the SWX production crew appreciates a little bit of lunch today. We'll have to bring some up for you, Kevin.
I could use some.
Some mac and cheese. Seem to be questioning something. What do you see there, Kevin? So Ellison can't hold possession again, kind of swarmed by Laurel defenders. And chance to counter maybe for the Rams.
Long ball forward. The keeper should be able to clean it up.
As she does.
Ellison's really dropped.
Here's Maya Mack. Nice ball through.
Good job again by Central getting behind the ball. There's a long distance shot from Morgan Mack that sails over the crossbar.
Split out to Haley Ewell. To Kellen Wall up the side, showing that pace. Bounces through a little bit. Laurel gonna, can't clear. Ellison's getting a chance on goal. She's stopped though again by Locomotive defense rushing up to her.
Again, both teams here doing a good job of defending in the final third.
Bending, not breaking so far.
Offside.
There's a chance. Yep. Kellen Wall trying to get behind, but she was offsides. Referee just checking in there as we had a little bit of a collision. No damage there, just,
Yeah, nothing
just
really
going
there.
after the ball.
Yeah, both players going for the ball as they rightfully should.
There's Maya Mack Holden, flips it over the top to Mason Cotter. She's kind of by herself against 4 Rams though right now and eliminate the threat. Mason Cotter hadn't played in the first 2 games this year. She had 12 goals, 13 assists a year ago. So they're excited to have her back for the first time this year against the Rams. Maya Mack doing a good job the last couple of times, holding possession for her team, letting some other players run in behind her.
Barnstetter seeing the ball out for a Laurel throw-in.
Cotter can't control it, leaves it out of bounds for the Rams. Moving down the line, but nobody there for Central. And again, it will be Rams throw.
You can kind of sense the intensity building up a little bit here, both teams. Not able to control as much of the ball as they were the first 5 or 10 minutes here. Now you can feel the tension starting to build and the intensity.
feeling the pressure a little bit more from each team's attacks, playing it out of bounds more. Again, hunting down soccer balls. Molvig throwing it in. Ellison making a run.
Flicks it on. Out of play, though, for a central corner.
So the first corner kick of the game for the Rams. Looks like it'll be Molly Molvig. They like her on a lot of these services.
Yep, strikes the ball well.
The cross, it's good for Central. The Rams get ahead on it as they strike first against Laurel off the corner kick from Molly Molvig.
Didn't see who got on the end of that one, but it looked actually like it went off the player's chest or stomach.
Yeah.
I don't think they headed it, but we'll see.
A lot of white shirts though in there unmarked, it looked like. A lot of people had a chance to do it, and the Rams get an early one. Here's your replay at it.
Looks to be number 2.
Check the chest. The one player we don't have a roster for.
Yeah, we do not have a name for player number 2.
So they're giving that one to Stock.
We'll have to check the replay on that one again. Number 2 is subbing off again. We do not, I apologize, we do not have the name on our roster for number 2. Perhaps it could be a junior varsity player that is playing up today's match.
Either way, if they give it to Gabby Stock, a lot of unmarked white jerseys, but here Laurel coming back, Mason Cotter up the left side.
Good
Central
ball.
Plays it safely out of bounds.
Good ball from Morgan Mack. You just really have to measure the weight of your pass on this turf so well. You have to concentrate and make sure if you overhit it, it just seems to pick up pace as it goes. It's very difficult to get on the end of. On that goal there, I do believe that Laurel could have done a better job of attacking that ball there. They just kind of sat and let a wave of Central players come at them.
Seemingly waiting for their goalkeeper almost to come get it, but
great corner though by Molvig. Again, she strikes the ball well, put it in a dangerous spot just outside the 6 for a keeper. They really can't come for it.
And they're playing it again behind Ellison.
Cleaned up pretty easily there by Laurel, though.
It's Colby Gibbs playing it out for the throw. Another senior on that Laurel back line.
Yeah, Colby and Grace, a very strong duo there in the back for the Locomotives.
Been running that back line for 4 years now.
There you go. Again, Central in Laurel's half here. Lauren Dole making a run in the box.
Nice ball across, very well struck. Cotter clears it out for Laurel.
Laurel's really keeping the pressure on him here.
Stock playing it outside. The ref's giving the free kick there. Was it a tug on the arms or something?
Tough to tell. He's closer than us.
Won't be critical.
But Central not putting... there they go. See if they put more players in the box for this set piece.
It's in the box, well cleared by Laurel. Still in play, though, for DeBorg.
Very dangerous player coming down that left side.
Hit first time there, but no problem for Laurel. And Anna Cole. Yeah, all of a sudden, Laurel playing on their own half a little bit here the last 10 minutes. Oh, Maya Mack almost freed from that ball from Chavar. Caught her again, but can't find Mack. Ellison up the side, battling with Grace Wagner. She just plays it out of bounds. You can see a lot of space there for Laurel if they can get it through. You talked about playing on this turf. They know it obviously better than the Rams.
Yeah, that's why, at the beginning we talked about, tactics, and I do believe that Central, even though you're getting a lot of the ball in their half, their center backs, their back line has to stay, they have to concentrate for the full 80 minutes of this game, because one ball through, Maya Mack will make you pay.
And Central already with a goal, but
Gabby Stock is subbing off.
Who are they bringing on for her? About halfway through this first half here.
I believe it's number 6, Katie Reichert.
Defensive mid for the Rams. Mulvig trying to play it through, but it goes out for a goal kick. So the Rams not slowing down at all this season in terms of scoring production after losing the Montana record holder for goals, Morgan Fierstad, 118. Zoe Altoff, record for assists in a career with 49. Really a next player up mentality, and that's been evident in the last 12 years of what they've been able to do. Morgan and Zoe now at Carroll College.
Maya dropping into the midfield to pick up the ball.
Dropping a lot right now. Kind of interchanging maybe with Cotter.
Morgan Mack winning the ball off Ellison.
Trying to find.
Yep, trying to pick out Maya.
Ball through for Ellison, but doesn't look like she will get there.
Again, on the turf, those balls, the weight of those passes have to be just right. As you could see, it just carries on, and it's pretty easy for those for the defenders on either side to pick up and intercept.
Width and length of a field a big factor too. I mean, this field a lot wider seems like than
I think the width maybe a little bit wider, but the length, you were the full 120 on the football field, and that's the max you can have on a soccer field. See if the Locomotives can calm down here a little bit, connect some passes, and move a little more forward together.
How they were in those first 5 minutes a little bit.
And create some opportunities that way.
Yeah, that seemed about 15 minutes into this game. You mentioned that intensity coming up. Both teams getting away from that possession, maybe getting a little frustrated, running into the walls of each other. And now Laurel down a goal seems like really just trying to get it forward a lot without possession as much.
The referee calling for a foul throw. Occasionally happens. Again, looking for that longer pass from the Locomotives as opposed to playing just into your midfielder and letting the ball stay on the turf.
Chloe Bauman bringing up the right side. Back in the middle of the Grammar.
And Laurel's stringing some passes. Maybe open up some space to get into. The Rams playing a high line.
Here's Cotter going down the side. Nice stop there, and Cotter left to foul the Rams defender. That's Eva Shock I'm going to take. Defense there by the right back. Cotter's waiting for some of her Laurel attackers to get up with her. Another foul called, free kick for Laurel. Rams well in control of that one there, and they actually take it. It's Sophie Bull here coming up the right side.
Sophia Bull with a load of pace again out wide. Senior forward who can be very dangerous if given the space. So your Barnstetter, though, is playing outside back here, has been able to contain both Kendall Wall and Sophia so far. Done a good job. She will be tested today, though.
All these players so familiar with each other, doing those battles up the right and left side for the last 10 years of their lives. Throw in, but nobody there for Molvig. Tries to switch the field, but Laurel is there. Maya Mack's going to try to possess it for the Locomotives.
Plenty of cover behind. Maya does a great job there of checking in and picking up the ball in the middle of the field and then holding it up and letting her team get forward.
Would you like to see for Laurel there? And Maya checks it in, gets possession, but then they're instantly throwing over the top. Would you like to see him maybe take some more, have some more patience in that moment?
Yeah, just allow a few more players to get forward. So you're going forward with a little more quality and I guess less hopefulness, and playing those longer balls forward.
Giveaway from the Locomotives there. Rams trying to take advantage, play it forward, but again, that one easily handled by Cole.
Yeah, you're seeing the teams now just waste a little bit of possession by playing a little more direct.
It's fine there in the middle with Cotter playing out wide. I'll fall out of bounds. Well, we've got more crosstown rivalries coming your way all season long on SWX. Coming up on Tuesday, we've got AA volleyball featuring the Hellgate Knights and the Sentinel Spartans. You want to miss a showdown between Missoula's oldest high school rivals. Coverage comes your way at 7 p.m. this Tuesday on SWX Montana, your statewide source for hometown sports. We're happy to have a full slate of high school sports this season. In Billings, we have 10 games in Billings and Laurel. Very excited about that. And for all the people who can't be here in person today. Still, I think we're starting to see more than just the 2 people per student. Stop there by the Rams. Yeah, you look there, Rams only had, 3 players forward, and Laurel already had six defenders back ready for him. Are both teams, you've seen sitting in those 4-3-3s still?
Yeah, playing pretty conservative. The back four, you're not seeing in this formation. Typically, you'll see the outside backs getting forward. If anything, providing a little more support for those wide forwards, and they're playing pretty conservative, staying back and making sure that they have, cover in behind.
Yeah, aside from that corner kick that Central scored on, a lot of these balls through and everything have been handled with ease, I'd say, for both teams.
So if that's the case, I mean, both teams have to do a better job of building up and getting numbers forward, or else it's going to be a pretty easy time of it for both back lines to clean up anything coming direct.
And I think we will see that take a little bit of time. Both these teams haven't played in 2 weeks. They only have 2 games under their belt so far this season. Coach Jess with Laurel said they're not just excited to play Central, but just excited to have a game in general with kind of these funky schedules. One in Easter A, only 4 teams, only 8 regular season games on their schedule, and then with COVID-19, all those preseason games.
Yeah, you're probably just not going to see the teams quite as sharp as you normally would at this point in the season.
Handball there by Molvig. Sorry, Mac. Molvig took the free kick. Oh, nice touch there for Central. Sophie Bull. Is that Maya Mack who got back? No. Look, I was like, what's she doing way back there?
Grace Wagner.
Grace Wagner
slid across and blocked the shot. Well done by Wagner. Key to me right now is Morgan Mack here playing out wide on the left side for the Locomotives. Really hasn't touched the ball. I think they need to find a way to get her more involved because she is very dangerous not only from a scoring threat, but she is a very good playmaker when she comes inside. And it just hasn't had enough opportunities, I guess would be the thing I'm seeing.
Enough impact on the game for you so far.
Right.
Definitely, I'd say kind of controls where this team goes. I mean, as their workhorse, doing a little bit of everything.
Right.
Sometimes you see her in the middle. Other times today, we see her more towards the left side.
Number 1 for Laurel as well, Allison Chauvard. She needs to, I think she needs to get the ball to her feet. As more, she can be a very good playmaker for the Locomotives.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking their speed can be a strength, but we haven't seen too much of that so far. They freed Cotter up a couple times, but other than that, pretty limited. But potentially dangerous free kick right here. We were talking about with high school women's soccer, these free kicks always dangerous.
Laurel not wasting any time. Morgan Mack trying to get on the end of that one. Laurel might have at that point slowed the game down a little bit and maybe pushed a few more players in the box to,
have a little chances.
Yeah, increase your chance. You took it quick, wasn't a bad idea. Maya Mack on the ball where she likes it, just outside the 18, but well done again by the Rams. Basically swarming on her as soon as she touches the ball. I can imagine that was one of Trafton's training sessions this week, was how they're going to go about defending.
Yeah,
very dangerous team.
When I was there, he would do a lot where, you know, offense has 5 getting the ball about 30 yards away from the goal against 3 of their defenders and recovering, quickly swarming whichever Laurel attacker is right there. And Maya knows too. She goes, when I play Central, I feel a lot more hands on my back and my jersey and my shorts, and feels a lot more presence than normal. A little more battered and bruised. Coming up through Maya.
Again, a direct ball there to me really isn't going to cause Central too many problems. I think that ball should come more from just a quick transition, you know, from the middle if you can, and pick out that player, but not when you've had a few passes and kind of just give it back to the other team with that longer ball, and the run wasn't there. It's Morgan Mack now picking the ball up in the middle part of the field.
And you see it from both teams a little bit, and speaking with Nolan and Billings Central, he talks about, you know, no matter who they're playing, they have certain personal objectives and things, almost drills within the game that they're working on when you're winning, you know, 8-0, 9-0, things of that nature. But it's probably hard not to develop some habits, getting used to things that you're able to see. It's human nature.
Correct.
Kick a ball through and watch Maya go get it all season long and score. But much more discipline from these two sides. Ellison wins it there on the throw. Katie Grammer clearing out to the side, gives Central maybe an opportunity. Ball's played into the box. First time, there's a chance there. And it's taken care of by Cole from Laurel, and Laurel now on the attack. Playing up to Maya Mack. She's able to check in and control it.
4 players to go through.
She's working on just one right now, Lily Bland, but Bland does a good job there. Good job of possession and able to keep it forward for a while. But yeah, like you said, I mean, she's quickly seeing 4 defenders from Central.
I think if that's the case, we just need to do a better job of holding it up and bringing players with her and then getting it back again when maybe she's 1v1 with one of the Rams defenders.
Lisa Aby on the right side, playing across their back line.
All the way back to the keeper.
Hold to the middle of the Cotter. Central finds possession, playing it back in the middle. Maybe a chance for them to settle in a little bit here.
See our Barnstetter coming out of the back.
We haven't seen a lot of that, but that has kind of limited those amount of white jerseys around their attackers when the back line's been able to get forward.
Right.
Molly drops it back. Morgan. Rams seemingly just giving it away there.
Yeah, I think that final ball, we're just really trying to play that through ball as opposed to maybe get the ball wide and attack the wider.
That's a nice ball over the top for the Rams. It's coming out, little flick, and it just falls wide. The flick there over the back line of the Locomotives. Play over the top, that nice ball. It tries to go the outside of her foot, but it just falls left of the goal. Dangerous moment there for Laurel.
Katie Grammer now playing up top for the Locomotives. Maya Max subbing out.
Ball kind of bouncing onto the middle, but a foul will give the Locomotives possession.
Lauren Dole, very good player in the midfield for the Rams. Getting caught there for a foul, but I think that's just good hard play, battling for a ball. Nothing wrong with that. Fouls are part of the game.
You'll take a couple here and there.
Sure. Locomotives with a long ball in, offside.
Cotter trying to on the attack there, but called offsides. And there's been a lot of girls out here who you said very good player. How many of these athletes out here could play at the college level?
I think there's quite a few of them. Mm-hmm. These players have been, like we talked about before the game, have been playing club soccer since they were 8 years old. Mm-hmm. Whether that's their aspiration to play college soccer or not, I know there's quite a few that do. But they all have the ability. Say a good, probably 75 or 80% of these players.
Wow. Not every day you see it in a high school game.
The opportunities are there just in the state of Montana. There's 4 women's college programs just in our state alone.
Mm-hmm. I think, covering high school sports here, the value of the Frontier Conference, I mean, for a lot of athletes in Montana is a really great fit for them, with a lot of strong programs and MSUB in town as well.
Right, they play in the GNAC,
mm-hmm.
which is composed of quite a few teams from
even Canada,
from the Northwest and Canada.
We're talking to athletic director Krista Montague up there. No one envies her job right now with COVID-19, dealing with the GNAC when you're talking about Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Canada.
That's right.
There's a lot of entities there that don't make things quite as easy as maybe for the Frontier Conference. How's it been for you as a coach? I mean, the season's kind of all getting a little turned over and all those things.
Well, it's obvious. It's new. Yeah, it's new for everybody. So we're all kind of dealing with it together and figuring things out. And it's kind of week by week sometimes because there's a new regulation or something along those lines that comes up that you have to follow.
And we've been talking to some of the athletes, and they talk about how high school sports shouldn't be your life or whatever, but it's an important part of your life right now, and dealing with that, I think, in this moment of time has to be hard for the ladies and the young men that you guys coach over at Rocky.
It is. At this time, we should be, in the middle of our season, and it's a bit chaotic, but a good time nonetheless. And we're just able to train. We're not able to play any matches, any scrimmages throughout the fall. And everything, as you well know, has been pushed back to the spring. All sports.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just wait for that chaos here in about 6 months.
Yeah, I think that was the other thing with. We got a nice run here for the Rams up the side, kind of beating through, but
Kendall Wall now playing out on the left side.
Showing her pace for both sides.
What a pace, but again, well done by the Locomotives. A center back, number 17, Colby Gibbs, doing a good job of sliding over and winning that ball and getting it out of play.
Yeah, you said the craziness, speaking to Jeff Malby and Miss Montague at MSUB. Everything pushed to the spring, but then now it's how do you make it work and facilities and everyone being there at once.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be fun for all of us.
Ball given away there by the Rams. See if the Locomotives can counter. Good effort there by number 19.
Katie Grammer winning that ball, coming up the right side now.
Now it's can we create an opportunity?
Looking to possess a little bit more instead of just throwing it in. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half here.
Locomotives with numbers in the Rams half now.
Pushing it forward, the play through to Cotter. She stayed on sides but can't connect. Molly Molvig going to clear it out of bounds. Substitution here for Laurel. Brandsetter coming back in for Bauman. But a little bit of what you wanted to see there, I think, from the Locomotives in those last 2 minutes.
See if they can create a chance before the whistle. Now is when you get the ball forward. I shut the clock off here, so I really don't know to the second how much time is left. But this time you do want to maybe play a little more direct and create a chance at the end of half and go into halftime with an equalizer and maybe some momentum.
Build some late momentum.
Yeah. Oh.
Tough foul there for Cotter. She's doing a good job of putting the pressure on.
He's calling it pretty tight. I think he's maybe a little too tight at times, and let him play. But again, he's closer to the play than we are. He's done a good job, though. I think he knows that this rivalry, is intense, and perhaps it could get a little out of hand with maybe a newer referee or a referee who maybe hasn't centered one of these games, and I think he's done a good job of making the calls when he has to probably keep it a little more under control.
Better control early than late when tempers start flaring. But well,
exactly.
40 minutes in the books. Central Rams up 1-0 on the Laurel Locomotives. That one coming from Gabby Stock on a corner kick. We'll be right back to talk about that more at halftime.
It's all right.
This is the one given to us right before the game, too, from Nolan. Could be Bryn Lockie, but I don't think so because they have her as a defender, and she's been up.
No, I think it's probably a JV kid he swung up, and it's typically not on the.
Is he talking to us?
He's talking to me. Okay. 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 So we go. I'm just saying sometimes. Stand by.
Saves, 0 for Laurel, 1 for Billings Central.
Well, welcome back to Laurel Sportsplex for this rivalry between a couple of Class A soccer powers. And we've got more crosstown rivalries coming your way all season long on SWX. And it actually features these same two teams right here at Laurel Sportsplex. Longtime rivals Billings Central will test the Laurel Locomotives' quest to take state again this season. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Friday on SWX Montana, your home for live local sports. Laurel, of course, taking down Sydney last night. Billings Central took care of Hardin. Both those teams 2-0, so that should be a lot of fun in that game. We're excited to bring that one to you live.
Congratulations again to the Prince.
And also another reminder that tonight's food for the SWX production crew was provided by Dickey's Barbecue Pit, who's proudly served slow-smoked Texas barbecue to folks across the world since 1941. You can find Dickey's here in Billings at 2519 Montana Avenue or over in Laurel at 704 First Avenue. Check out their website, www.dickeys.com. At Dickey's, all the meat is hickory smoked, low and slow every day, giving it their signature smoked barbecue flavor that truly makes it legit Texas barbecue. So right now, about 6 minutes into halftime, if you're these coaches, what are you telling your team?
Oh, I think if I'm Coach Trafton for Central, I encouraging them to keep trying to possess the ball. So I think when they've done that, they've been able to get numbers forwards, and at times I feel that Laurel is pinned in their own half because they do throw a lot of players back when it comes to defending, and they basically leave Maya Mack up top alone. So they're defending with 9. Everybody's dropping back and coming very compact, and it's limited the Rams' opportunities. I mean, both teams have had very few opportunities this game. I think they both have 2 shots on goal, so 4 shots total the whole half. But I think now being down 1-0 for the Rams, Coach Jess has to encourage players to get forward and take some risks and not be so, I guess, defensive-minded.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like you said, not a lot of opportunities for both sides, but Central has that luxury of the 1-0 lead. Back here after the break. Follow up. That's the tough part, is when you get. Okay. All right, welcome back to the Sportsplex and tonight's color commentary here with Kevin Lewis from Billings United Soccer Club. Kevin, you coach at Rocky Mountain College, but also player development with the club, and you guys have really grown. You talked about how these players being a part of club soccer has really helped grow the sport in Montana.
Yeah, and I think the quality of the soccer, we have a lot of good coaches in the club, and so these kids, when they're younger, are getting a lot of good coaching at those younger age groups, which is very important to their development and understanding of the game. And we provide opportunities throughout the year, whether we're playing indoor, playing futsal, obviously our spring and fall competitive seasons, and in the summer we play smaller-sided 3v3 games. So giving players an opportunity to play year-round, I believe, has really helped with the development of the players over the last few years.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate one, just the player development, giving us this opportunity, like you said, to see potentially 75 to 80% of the players on a field who can play at the next level. And it's great to have you guys in the booth providing some of that expertise. We'll be right back with some of the highlights from the first half here on SWX. Yeah, we just basically just talk over them. So, you know, if there's an attack from Laurel that didn't really come to fruition, you can talk about those center backs that you like. It's a good chance for us to give Miss Derbyshire her shine finally. That's how you could pick her out. But no, that one. And here are your first half highlights. Not a lot of scoring opportunities for either side, but still the Rams taking the 1-0 lead. As here you see some of those attacks from Laurel Locomotives that have been handled well by that Rams defense.
Yeah, and I think you'll see the goal here off the corner. Tough to tell there.
I think we're still sold on Miss Abby Derbyshire there, but
yeah, that's number 2. We were calling her player number 2 because we didn't have her number listed in our program, but Abby Derbyshire there, I believe, got on into that corner and scored the goal there for the Rams. And here's this ball in behind. It just goes wide, like you said, off the outside of the foot. Great idea. Didn't have a lot of time, right, to decide there, and tried a tough technique, but good chance there for Central, and
those
Locomotives basically escaped not going down 2-0 on basically 2 chances that the Rams had in the first half.
Yeah, and you were very impressed with the back line of the Rams, really containing Maya Mack. And what have they done to make life hard on her, and how can Mack adjust?
I think Ewell and Bland, the center backs for the Rams, have done a good job staying organized. When Maya Mack does receive the ball, you can see players, outside backs, central midfielders swarming. Not giving her any time to do really anything. You know, she's turning forward. She's seeing 3-4 white jerseys in front of her. So they've done a terrific job. Now I think that, you know, the Locomotives, like I said before, have to take chances, moving more players forward. Maybe Maya Mack traveling more with the ball side to side and bringing more players into the attack with her.
What do you expect? I mean, we saw those 4-3-3s, but it seems like Central hasn't really needed to bring anyone back so far. But, you know, Laurel will probably crank that up in the second half, needing that equalizer.
Yeah, we'll see. I still believe that Morgan Mack needs to get the ball a little bit more to her feet, where she can do a little more playmaking. We'll see if the Locomotives, you did see Manstetter there get forward there at the end. We'll see if the Locomotives can spring those outside backs forward to even get more numbers.
She did a good job up there when she was. It seemed to really clear the team a little bit more. When she was up there, Maya Mack was out of the game. So maybe we'll see Benstetter up there. She did a really good job of pushing the pace.
Yeah, I feel, you know, for the most part, this has been an even match. I'd give the possession edge slightly to the Rams, just, you know, in the first 20 minutes. But Laurel, when they calm down, they knock the ball around pretty well. Now it's just finding a way to create those chances in the final third. But definitely the game's been played mostly here in this middle third of the field.
Definitely 2 evenly matched sides. Again, their stats pretty much identical so far against other teams. We joked about that little snafu with the mercy rule for a while there with the goal differentials and all of that, but both teams with a positive 18 goal differential, which is something that is the norm for them.
Well, we're definitely not going to see the mercy rule today.
No. So here we go, second 40 minutes underway. Soleil Ellison set for the kickoff for the Rams.
And that's Derbyshire, the goal scorer here, number 2. Here on the left side for the Rams.
see how much of that goal from Derbyshire, it will be a luxury for the Rams being able to play back a little bit, but here Laurel already trying to swarm a little bit in the middle third. They win the possession. I played through Mac, but they weren't on the same page there.
There's Brandstetter getting forward already. Like we had just talked about here, you have, and I think that has to happen more often. Because then when you lose the ball in their half, you have numbers to win it back. And the game's just not so stretched.
And someone's actually playing it forward to Mac and Cotter instead of them churning and going 1-on-4.
Much better job here just in the opening minutes.
Get rid of the middle to Central.
Wellman with a good idea, though, trying to play a ball into number 1. Allison Chauvard. Very talented player.
For Derbyshire on the left side.
Bowman with defending. Shire gets it back. Tries to clip Ellison in behind. And cleaned up there.
Nice movement there from Ellison. We haven't heard her name too much. I mean, that's part of what happens when that ball is in the middle third and both these teams kind of neutralize each other.
Yeah, it's a great job there by number 9 for the Locomotives, Grace Wagner, of just sliding over and picking out that pass and clearing it. Ellison can be so dangerous.
A little confusion there, but Cole comes up. Good possession, nice aggressive move by her.
Kellen Wall applying some pressure there, but
using that pace kind of comes out of nowhere.
Chauvard checking back and getting the ball. Good play there by the Locomotives, building up the attack. Mack on the ball in the 18.
She's dangerous, sets it up for herself. It's blocked by Gabby Stock.
So I think that's a great idea there with Maya Mack. Does a great job, reads the game well there, knows she's not going to go through 3 or 4 players, sets up one of her teammates. A good job by the Rams blocking that shot.
Laurel already though making those adjustments a little bit.
Yeah, I just feel there's a little more liveliness to their game going forward. I felt they were a little flat, and like I said before, a little conservative in that first half, sitting back. You know, as they should be. The Rams are very dangerous, but I think that just kind of became their theme there. You know, for that first half, I never really felt like they were going to go forward with any numbers. Here already in the second half, just in the first few minutes, looking more dangerous.
The top to Katie Grammer, nice little flick on. She's got a chance here.
Great first touch.
Left foot just goes across the goal.
Unlucky there for the Locomotives. Just a little mistake there by the keeper. Not able to get down and make the save, and it slid under her arm, and then just outside the post for a Locomotive corner. That's a very good chance for the Locomotives.
That was the left foot of Katie Grammer, but Tortlot did just enough to stop it, and so now
Great first touch by Grammer to get in behind.
So now Morgan Mack on the corner. This is where Central scored in the first half.
That's trouble. Good job by the keeper.
Just misses the feet of Chauvard. Again, Tortlot getting, I think, just enough of a hand on it.
Brandstetter getting forward again.
Maya Mack, a little bit of a half bicycle attempt there. Kind of got caught in the middle of something.
It looks like she's trying to maybe flick one of her players in behind. Couldn't tell there. Great effort.
Good early sign from the Locomotives in the first 5 minutes. And Tortlot very happy to just clear that out for a minute.
Try to play a little 1-2 there, but again, on this turf, that return pass has to be just right.
This just kind of gets away from you.
Sure. For 28, Ava DeBerg for the Rams.
Play up the left side to Kellen Wall, get her going with her pace, but that stopped. Now one kind of falls in the feet of Maya Mack up the right side, so here she goes up the side. Battling with Lily Bland.
Good job again by Bland.
And that's a battle between those two right there.
Yeah. Max sees the ball out for a throw in. Shovar on the ball. Little flick into Grammer. Just had that chance. Again, now Laurel doing a great job keeping the ball, putting more numbers forward. I'm sure Coach Jess had a word with them at halftime. Maybe be a little more aggressive.
And a free kick here for the Locomotives.
It's like Morgan Mack wants to take it quick and does.
Bensetter on the left side.
Again, Bensetter getting forward.
It's Harper across the middle, but easily handled by Central.
So the ball actually goes out of play there for corner.
Corner.
Couldn't go there.
Morgan Mack gets another service. Last one, very dangerous.
Locomotives throwing plenty of players forward here.
This one kind of hit low right across the face. And it falls right off the feet of Gracie Willis out of bounds.
Another good chance for the Locomotives.
So set piece has been a lot of trouble for both sides today.
Yeah, it's feel the Rams now, going in at halftime 1-0, coming out second half a little on their heels. But the higher pressure from the Locomotives is you can see is starting to pay off, and they're creating chances. They're getting corners.
And just so many more people forward. I mean, you got Grammer right there instantly with Maya Mack, Morgan Mack, Gracie Willis on the right side.
Out of play.
Colby Gibbs, kind of the lone defender so far in this game, just sitting back for Laurel.
Right. Beautiful day out here for soccer.
Yeah, it was kind of nice and cool this morning. The smoke kind of lifted a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, you can feel fall is setting in, or cool mornings.
Maybe. Then you get these 90-degree days sprinkled in once in a while.
Good ball out of pressure there by Morgan Mack.
Central wins it going to the middle. That's Derbyshire. She gets a one-on-one chance with the goalkeeper.
Great job by the keeper.
So it's still not cleared, though.
Oh, great job by the keeper.
Nice job there by Jones. But a Central corner. So just like that, quick, almost down 2-0. Anna Cole coming out on the replay here to stop Derbyshire's attack.
Yeah, really just a mistake in the back from the Locomotives, who have been controlling the play from the start of the second half. Derbyshire almost with her brace. But again, great job by the keeper. Ball is out for a corner though. Mulvig.
Here's the ball in from Mulvig.
Ball gets played in. Dangerous area, no one's there. Lauren Dahl, very good on the ball.
Looks like it's out for another Central corner. No referee saying throw in.
Yeah, I see one throw in.
Every corner so far from Mulvig and from Morgan Mack been very dangerous.
Lauren Dole, very active player in the midfield for the Rams. Only a sophomore.
Always reloading with talent. It's like Maya Mack said, they graduated their whole offense, so that helps. And then she goes, but their entire back line is seniors, and
right.
And Soleil has just as many goals as me, so I don't know what that if it even means anything.
Good job by Maya Mack to slide across the defender and keep that ball from going out of play. And then again, bringing her teammates forward with her, which I think is key now for the Locomotives.
And that's a difference there, I would say. So her being just kind of trying to attack everyone. But Ellison here trying to bring on the left side, battling Gibbs, trying to get around her.
Yeah. Well done by Gibbs.
A lot of ground to cover there for her.
So that's the only thing, though, if you are pushing numbers forward, if you're the Locomotives, that one mistake with Derbyshire, with Ellison, lurking around, that can cost you, not having those extra players back. Ball's out of play.
Laurel throw. Yeah, down 1-0. Don't have much of a choice. And
Bowman with a throw in. Shovar trying to hold off Lauren Dole there. Does a good job, but ball goes out of play.
Elton coming back for some defense there.
Both teams have a great work ethic. You got to hand it to both teams and the coaches that create that, you know, in their training and the way they want their teams to play. But both teams track up and down with their forwards, you know, helping back when needed, cover a lot of ground on this, you know, very big turf field.
Yeah, multiple times we've seen Mack or Ellison track back. We've seen their defensive midfielders coming up. Derbyshire still causing some problems though for Laurel here and there.
Yeah. Stock on the ball. Got a player down. Referee's letting it play on.
There
he blows the whistle.
There's a free
Can't
kick.
see, it's like Chauvar's down.
Chauvar, yeah, kind of landed on the ball weird.
Yeah.
Kind of rolled over it.
Yeah, it looks like an ankle. Hard to say.
And it looks like a free kick was given to Central after.
Has asked for the trainers to come out and take a look. Looks like she's in a little bit of pain there on the side of the field here.
Chauvar, senior midfielder for Laurel. We've seen her, one of those players we've talked really box to box, running all around.
Yeah, they really need her right now, being down 1-0. You know, with her creativity and you know, her skill. Yeah, they definitely need her for this second half to create some opportunities. But I will say both teams are pretty deep. You know, they'll sub players on, and you don't see really any difference to the tempo and the way they play.
Yeah, high standard all around that everyone has to appease to. And
right.
If you're looking for more high school sports, we have some volleyball joining us next Tuesday from the heart of the Magic City when Huntley Project heads to town for a showdown with the Billings Central Rams. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. following Glacier at Big Sky Girls Soccer here on SWX Montana, the leader in local televised sports. So that's a fun one for volleyball. You have a lot of state champions there as well. Huntley Project just had their 101 match win streak ended by Joliet, which is pretty impressive. They broke their own record of 99 set just under 10 years ago. So you have that in Billings Central, of course. Just a year ago, they were in 3 straight state championships. They like to win over there.
Chauvar's getting a piggyback ride off the field, and it does appear to be a right ankle injury for Chauvar, and that's unfortunate for the Locomotives.
Coach Aloma Jess carrying her off. We'll see if she can get back. Of course, with those ankles, it's always kind of the first 5 minutes. Can you run around? Can you keep it loose, or is it just going to swell up?
It appeared she just took a bad touch on the ball, and there wasn't really a lot of contact there from the Rams.
Meanwhile, though, still a dangerous free kick now for Billings Central that was given shortly after the injury to Chauvar, so a chance for them here for a shot on goal.
Yeah, a little far out, but I anticipate a shot from this distance from the Rams, and it looks like either Derbyshire or Dole are going to have a go at this one. Maybe they got something sneaky up their sleeve. We'll see.
Indirect kick. Derbyshire takes a touch, but Morgan Mack quick to cover that one.
Yeah, great block. Very aggressive.
No hesitation there. He said a little far out, but up a goal if you can get one to go there. And
I guess it was indirect because one of the Rams had touched the ball before the other player took the shot.
All of a sudden, Central has Laurel back a little bit. Maya Mack fighting for possession. Nicely done there on the turn, but referee's going to get her for throwing that elbow out a little bit.
See, that's a tough one for me because I think both players are really going hard for the ball, and that's just going to happen, you know.
Yeah, if you're Mack, you know that she's been taking them in the back all game long, and so she feels like she needs to dish them out a little bit just to stay alive out there.
But Maya Mack there, again, showing her strength. Able to battle for a ball with a defender hounding her on the back, and unfortunately was called for a foul there, and just a long distance free kick there from the Rams. Kind of wasted for me there, you know.
especially maybe with Laurel attacking you so much. And
yeah, a little far out, I think, to be shooting from there, whether she doesn't know, but there we go, picking the ball back up, and DeBorg with a great ball in to Derbyshire. He's going one-on-one with Gibbs. Gets around her.
Off the post. Derbyshire really just causing all kinds of problems for Laurel. Just picking her moments, I think, has been the key for her. Just kind of waiting and then showing off that pace.
Yeah, showed a great change of pace there. They get in behind Gibbs. Gibbs with her hands on her hips, looking a little gassed there, trying to chase her down.
Well, Gibbs, that center back right there, she's had to cover a lot of ground at times in this second half as they're playing forward and tracking.
Yeah, her and Wagner have had a task today, and I think they've done a good job. You know, the keeper hasn't had a whole lot to do, but definitely some momentum change here. You know, especially since the injury to Chauvard, you had that one chance on the counter for the Rams, and you feel the momentum shifting. Now quite a bit of the play is in the Locomotives' defensive side of things. See if they can get a foot back on the ball here. Big switch.
If Laurel can win it, they can't. Gibbs bringing it back forward. Over the top to Derbyshire.
Bowman with the clearance there. Getting the ball out of play. Maybe they can get organized. Calm down a little bit. Seems a little bit frantic to me from Laurel.
Yeah, those first 8 minutes, very controlled, a lot of possession.
Yeah, they had the Rams on their heels in their half, creating chances, getting corners, just a little shift of momentum here.
How do you, manage that really as a soccer coach? I mean, it seems to switch so fast where a team has all the answers and then all of a sudden you just don't.
Yeah, that's part of the game is, you know, shifts in momentum. Especially in soccer because it just doesn't stop. Not calling timeout.
Here's a chance for Ellison with her left foot, but she kicks it right to Cole.
That was a great chance. Straight at the keeper, though.
Laurel just couldn't clear it for a little bit, and Ellison had a shot.
Yeah, so you can't call timeouts. You can make subs, sometimes bringing on a fresh, you know, pair of legs. They come in, do something good right away. You look like a really good coach all of a sudden. But, yeah, momentum's just going to shift back and forth here like this game. Like all really good matches, you know, with teams that are similar, that's what you're going to have. And I think you had mentioned before, Spencer, that you know, most of their opponents that they play, they have an easy time of it, as you can see by their goal differential. Substitution for the Locomotives.
See who they're bringing.
Number 12, Harper, is coming off, as well as number 13,
Gracie Willis.
Gracie Willis, yeah.
Another one of those seniors for the Locomotives.
Bringing on number 2, Ella Breen, sophomore midfielder for the Locomotives.
You could get some fresh energy in there. Give your starters a break.
Yeah, it looks
you know
like
that you'll need this equalizer.
It's like Maddie Payton, number 16, is also subbed in for the Locomotives at midfield. Again, Derbyshire, very active, kind of all over the place, not just playing out wide, running centrally in behind. I think she's creating a lot of problems for the Locomotives.
At Derbyshire, just a sophomore, 4 goals, 2 assists so far. If we give her the one from this game, she's now at 5 on the season.
It's like Mulvig's coming up to take another corner for the Rams.
Kind of that second score for the Rams after Ellison, and does a little bit more, I'd say, with her pace and creating for herself. That's a 1-2 punch there with Ellison controlling a lot in the box, but here's Mulvig on the service. High ball's not cleared. Did it fall in? No. Still out for another central corner somehow.
That was kind of a mess. The keeper came up for it, and it looked like she got run into, but might have been her own player. But good job not conceding a second goal there. But again, another corner. Another corner here for the Rams.
So here's Mulvig again. She seems to have it down, just putting it high right in the box. All these jump balls.
Oh.
Ellison with the chance. It goes wide left for a goal kick for Laurel. Fell right into her feet.
Another good chance for the Rams.
Except for a couple counters, that's been the majority of their shots on goal have all been from those dangerous corner kicks from Molvik. Molvik now with 2 assists on the year.
Maya Mack checking back, getting the ball. Laying it off to Parnsetter, it looks like. Not getting forward so much now. The Locomotives kind of on their heels.
Side, but that's shut down by Central's Ava DeBoard.
Peyton on the ball there, number 16 for the Locomotives.
We've seen a few subs in for the first time right now. How long would you anticipate them to stay in? I mean, you still need that equalizer, approaching 20 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate here another 10 minutes to maybe throw Morgan up a little bit higher and centrally with Maya Mack, who now is on the ball. Takes a shot from distance, from the corner of the 18, kind of a weird angle there, and didn't get a real clean strike on it. Normally a very dangerous player with both feet. Right or left can really strike the ball well. I don't think she really connected there. Had a lot of pressure on her from the central defender, Lily Bland.
You say signs of frustration there almost? I mean, nice ball by Ella Breen, but she kind of kicked it and instantly, you know, did the angry high five. Seemed like she just felt like she needed to put it on goal.
Yeah, I think she was more mad at angry at herself, you know, having that chance, which have been kind of few and far between there for the Locomotives the last, 5 or 10 minutes. So I think when you get those opportunities and you don't, connect, it could be pretty frustrating. And I think she really wants to score in this game, obviously.
Ellison playing it forward, but looks
called
like
offside once she touched the ball. Yeah. Referee has to wait until the player actually touches the ball, which can take an eternity sometimes.
I know.
If you're the opposing team and the opposing coach.
And always fun to explain to parents learning the game in youth soccer sometimes. No comment for you, I'm sure.
I think it just adds to the referee abuse. Locomotive should look to come out this right side. I think he's going to play long here.
He's playing long to Mac.
Get on that second ball. Well done.
Nice little header flicked on by Cotter.
Plays it back into Mac, who's now where she went. Oh, good block again by the Rams. Lauren Dole getting back and getting in front of the ball.
Seemingly knowing where Locomotives want to go with it and stopping in its tracks.
Grammer needs to get forward. If you ask me, I think that she looks so good those first, 5 or 10 minutes for the Locomotives. Look very dangerous. Coming from a wide area, now kind of sitting more centrally. Again, Derbyshire creating a few problems here for the Locomotives just with their pace and their work ethic.
But once again, nicely covered by Miss Gibbs.
Yeah. Again, I'll say again, both teams doing a great job. Center backs for both teams doing a great job of keeping the game close, not giving away any easy ones. Ellison on the ball.
Yeah, I think it's easy to talk about the offense and like the players of the game to look for, Ellison and Maya Mack, but
good ball. Breen on the ball here. See if we can get it wide, and she does. Great decision.
To Peyton.
Here we go. We clip it in behind. They picked out Maya Mack here out on the right side. Oh!
Takes it right in the face from an elbow. Maybe see a card here, but regardless, a free kick for Laurel.
Had to be done. She was getting in behind. I think Stock there had to do what she had to do.
In that case, the senior captain, Gabby Stock for Central.
Mack picks up a great ball in from Peyton.
So here's Mason Cotter. You complimented her ability on the ball before the game, and here she is in a dangerous position.
I'd be very worried right now if I was the Rams, because this player can really strike the ball well.
So it's Mason Cotter. Torlot setting up that wall. Here she is on the kick. Scores wide left. Nice bending ball, but Maya Mack can't get anything on it.
Yeah, right there. Those opportunities, you really need to get it on frame. But again, great striker. The ball just hits the ball wide for the Locomotives. But again, now you're feeling that, like we talked about a few minutes ago, you're feeling that momentum shift. It could be 1 or 2 plays, but definitely I think the Locomotives they've calmed down a little bit, and they're finding some easier passes. playing it more to feet as opposed to kicking the ball into space and trying to chase it down. And another ball into Maya Mack. Well done. You'll just collecting that ball, that through ball, very composed.
Ellison thinking about playing it to the right side. Kellen Wall trying to use that pace to get there.
I think that ball is just probably going to be, seen out for a goal kick.
Just a good little 40-yard dash for Wall. We just saw Katie Grammer get subbed out.
Yeah, she's been working very hard. I imagine she won't be out for long. Give her a rest, and I think she's been pretty impactful this second half.
Another chance for Central. Derbyshire coming across the goal, but it's in the hands of Cole for Laurel.
That's the thing for me is Central is, with any mistake that the Locomotives make in the back, they seem to jump all over it, and they create a decent opportunity.
Mack up
the ball forward.
We've seen Mack, I'd say, a lot more in the last 10 minutes here, playing along the right side, trying to get her more on that diagonal.
We talked about it at halftime. Morgan Mack needs to get into this game. She needs to get the ball to her feet, more touches. I think if you're a player in her role, as a wide forward, you're not going to get as many touches as a central midfielder, in that regard. But they need to do a better job because of finding her feet. I think she's just kind of slipping out of the game a little bit, and maybe mentally you can check out a little bit to where you're not involved. So maybe switching her position around, maybe playing up a little bit closer to Maya Mack might benefit the Locomotives. She is a very dangerous player.
Just approaching 15 minutes ago, that's something that we could see Morgan, in my opinion, a little bit more side by side as they look for that equalizer still.
That ball kind of gets cleared out wide. Morgan gets on the end of it. See if she can keep it in play on this fast turf.
Got a runner, but assistant referee says it's out of bounds for the Rams.
I think the Locomotives need to get the ball back, keep it on the turf. They do such a good job when they're able to do that and kind of dictate the tempo, playing those simple passes on the turf as opposed to hitting the ball in the air, which is a much more difficult task to receive a ball bouncing off the turf than it is the grass.
Maya Mack checking in, trying to hold some possession again.
Just hounded by the center backs from the Rams.
Blandon DeBorg just instantly there, and they're pumped about that one.
I question that call a little bit. Maya's doing a good job, and like I said, she was being hounded by the center backs for the Rams, and but I think she just needs to get that ball off her feet a little bit quicker. Like I think we talked about that in the first half, and then maybe get the ball in a better space.
Blandon DeBorg love that, being able to be as physical as they want, and then winning the whistle as well.
Doesn't seem fair, does it?
Depends on who you're asking.
That's right. A good play overall. I really like that physicality part of the game.
Derbyshire causing a few more issues, and it's a throw-in for the Rams.
Yeah, Bowman does a good job of just containing her there, knocking the ball out for a throw-in, which is always the safest thing you can do, and then they can get organized and hopefully, win the ball and get forward again. Again, Morgan Mack dropping in. 15 minutes left. Maybe I'm telling her to stay up a little bit higher. Because if Maya does get a ball out, she's 1v3. Unable to clear the ball there from Grace Willis.
And that's been the common problem. You look at Maya right now. She's kind of sandwiched in between two central defenders who are keeping a constant eye on her with another one on the backside.
Right.
Morgan in a little bit of an empty space.
Goal kick there for the Locomotives.
So now under 15 minutes to go in this one. Billings Central Rams still holding that 1-0 lead from Derbyshire in the first half off a set piece corner kick from Molly Mulvig. And since then, these two teams just been trading blows, trying to hold off one another, but there's a quick free kick here for Laurel.
Morgan Mack on the free kick. Plays it long. It does get over the top. It's like Mulvig's on the end of that. Maya Mack working hard. Cleared out of play.
Does a good job there to put some pressure on him.
Haley Ewell doing a good job in the back there, just clearing the ball out of play.
Another flick up for Maya Mack, should be handled well by the keeper. The referee giving for holding on Mack.
Tough to tell there, but good opportunity. We'll see who's going to get on into this one. Actually, it's within shooting range here. It's like Morgan Mack is lining it up. Cotter's in the box with 4 or 5 other locomotives. I think this ball has to be on frame. You know, if you get a rebound, keeper isn't able to collect it, and it looks like it's going to sail over. It's 2 opportunities now for the locomotives. Dangerous positions on a set piece that have not challenged the keeper.
Yeah, we've seen on the other end those set pieces for Central, at least putting some pressure on them, making it a little frantic, but very relaxed on those ones. As you said, they haven't been on frame, and now 12 minutes to go.
Set pieces are a very key part of the game because a study was done. I believe 60% of all goals are scored off of set pieces, corners.
Wow.
So that's a majority.
How creative do you like to get in terms of coaching on set pieces, or
depends on the age group.
Yeah, of course.
Don't get too crazy, but it's fun to come up with something, you know, a little tricky now and then, as opposed to just that straight on, you know, set piece. But right there in that situation, you're going to ask your player to have a shot on goal. So we got a player down for the locomotives.
Trying to see who it was involved there. Big collision in the middle. Foul was granted for Laurel there. Ellison was checking back in.
Yeah, and the referee has stopped the clock here, as they do, and it gives time, you know, for the teams to come together and, you know, could catch their breath. Coaches could maybe reorganize how they're playing tactically.
And we do have some subs. Probably Grammer, it looks like, for Laurel, trying to get back in there. She's been very dangerous for them in the attacking third.
Yeah, I was anticipating her return there after. I thought she played very well that first, you know, 20, 25 minutes of the second half.
Maybe Colby Gibbs who's down, I think.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
It is Gibbs. It's a big collision with Ellison there.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Gibbs. She's been a rock back there, you know, for the locomotives, you know, along with Gracie Willis. They've done a terrific job, like I said before, containing that just dangerous attack of the Rams. You know, so many players that can, you know, that can beat you, and they've done a great job of keeping everything organized.
So now Laurel will also go reconvene with Coach Jess. Nice little timeout of sorts for them, but the locomotives, I mean, already lost Chavar, a lot of pace off the side, and a workhorse, so having Gibbs here as well will be hard in the final 11 minutes.
Like we spoke before, you know, I think both teams are pretty deep. You know, subbing players on, I don't think you'll see a lot of difference in the way they're going to play. There's a lot of quality on the bench as well for both teams.
In terms of tactics, losing a center back, would you bring on an attacking player? I mean,
you know,
in this point of the game,
I might wait till 5 minutes, but
okay.
I might take off a center back and throw another attacking player there. I mean, you lose 1-0, you lose 2-0. You know, in soccer, a loss is a loss. But you're going to have to take some chances and take some risks here in the last, you know, 5-10 minutes to try and get that equalizer. Hey, you're at home.
Yeah.
You know? These teams, I think, pride themselves on beating the other team on their home turf here, you know.
I'm sure for Billings Central, I mean, losing the state championship on their home turf a year ago.
Right.
Probably a little bit of envy, even though they'll be bashful about it and say it doesn't matter too much. But
it's like Brandstetter has moved in to Gibbs' position there at center back with Gracie Willis.
A little bit more of an attacking threat there.
And Bowman's still out here on the right side. The sub did come in. They're on the far left side. I cannot see who that is, though.
Central getting a couple as well. Bringing off Ellison and keep track, but
I believe that's Reichert. Bringing on Sophia Bull, number 4.
Ball gets played straight on. Good chance.
Ball still bouncing around there for Laurel, but eventually cleared out.
Yeah, it kind of just fell to one of the locomotives there outside the box, but wasn't able to make a good connection. Good job again by the Rams, just get in front. Ball played in. Morgan Mack's going to get on the end of this.
Battling with Molly Molvig up the side. That one
there.
fall out of bounds. But yeah, on that play ahead, I mean, Lily Bland just been so solid for the Rams. Every time you think that there's a chance, she just shuts it down.
Yeah, I think Morgan Mack there should have maybe brought that ball down and faced up that defender and tried to take her on. I think she tried to do a little more complicated technique and hit that ball, you know, first time in off a long ball into her, Maya Mack.
Ball kind of bouncing around there. It's Davidson for Laurel. They win it, and as we approach the final 10 minutes, I'm sure we're about to see intensity rev back up a little bit. Of course, both these teams, especially Laurel, talking about so grateful just for the opportunity to play. And as you said, you're not having a season right now at Rocky, and the high school girls so thankful that they get this chance to play another rivalry game.
Yeah, I you know, for all these teams, these high schools, I think they really got to, you know, appreciate this, that they do have the ability, because there's so many states right now that aren't playing. Job by Stock, just disrupting that play by Locomotives, which I think she's done a good job of. You know, most of the game stepping in and intercepting passes, just getting a foot on and deflecting a pass, keeping the Locomotives from getting forward. Morgan Mack now checking back in the midfield and turning, knocking the ball long for, looks like Ella Breen out here, playing out wide on the right.
Ella Breen with some nice minutes on the side, playing the ball up to Maya Mack a couple times. Laurel starts to get a little more frantic.
It'll be common now. You see in these games where you have a 1-goal lead and the Rams, whether they know it or not, will start playing a little more conservative, sitting back, protecting that lead. And, you know, I think you'll see Laurel with the ball a lot more in the Rams half here the last 8 or 9 minutes.
Throw in here for DeBorg. Goes down the line. Swarm of Laurel defenders there. Molly Molvig up the right side, plays it forward, but out of bounds for Laurel. I don't know how that one went out.
I think it came out and went back in.
Bent right back in. That's gonna blow away. Laurel on the throw.
Dispossessed there right away. Molvig picks up the ball.
There's Nelson trying to play it through a little bit, but Cole handles it.
Ball gets switched out. Well done by the keeper just to get the ball back in play.
Played way ahead of Morgan Mack.
Great ball to Mack. Number 13, Gracie Willis there, playing the ball forward. Mack doing a good job holding off the defender.
It's Molly Molvig marking her.
Looking for that chance to play a ball in, but no one's really providing a good angle or a good space for her to pick him out.
Maya Mack using her body. Central kind of weathers that storm again, looking to play it ahead of Derbyshire.
Brandstetter there to pick out that pass. Go right back to her from Bowman. Looking forward, but just really nothing quite on, but a good job coming out of the back.
It's Madison Payton trying to play it forward, but again shut down by the Rams as they play it through. In Derbyshire, she doesn't go after that one, but hasn't seemed to really ever have tired legs, just always pushing that back line, keeping them honest.
Laurel's doing a good job here, just showing some patience, you know, letting them connecting some passes, but intercepted there by Wall, doing a good job. That was Sophia Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm. Nelson now for Central.
They do pressure the ball well up top for the Rams. All of them work together to put a lot of pressure at times on the back four for the Locomotives.
And slows them down.
Slows them down, doesn't give them that easy way out going forward. Another sub for the Rams. So Derbyshire's coming off with Ellison coming back on.
Dangerous combination. Ellison again the leading goal scorer for the Rams, but Derbyshire today, I think, with her pace, causing maybe some more problems for Laurel so far.
Yeah, I think she's had a terrific game. Like we just talked about, whether you're defending from the front or getting on the end of those passes, and then a couple times where she's taken on those players 1v1 and just looking very dangerous, putting herself in the right spot. Able to control it there by Nelson. Lauren Dahl gets the ball back and tries to switch it.
Laurel intercepts there. Morgan Mack and try to come down with it somehow.
Morgan Mack right back on the ball, plays a direct ball forward.
As we approach now 5 minutes to go in this match, Maya Mack still hunting for a goal, as well as the Locomotives to equalize.
Again, the center backs there for the Rams just stepping in and winning that long ball. Haley Ewell doing a good job there.
Playing out wide to Ellison. Looks like she's still onside, says the assistant referee.
Lays the ball back to Stock.
Sails it over.
Good idea, though. The chances have been coming pretty few and far between for the Rams, and that was a good chance and very good patience by Ellison, just holding the ball up. Stock getting into a good space for her to play her. Making some more subs here.
And even just a few of those chances have really set back Laurel, kind of calmed down Central, that back line, allowed them to reset.
At least Abby in for the Locomotives in the midfield. On the ball right here. Plays it forward to Breen. Tries to switch it. Picked out by Ava DeBourg.
Taken there by Gracie
Gives it right
Willis.
back. Caught her.
Beside battling Lily Bland, and she wins another one today.
Yeah, Bland and Ewell have done a great job. Quick throw.
Oh, Maya Mack freed on the turn, left foot, it's in for the equalizer. Laurel ties it up behind the left foot of Maya Mack on the quick throw.
Yeah, with only 4 minutes left, just off a quick throw in. Yeah, really, basically the only error there by the center backs for the Rams all day, I felt, is that center backs came over and overplayed it. And ran past it. Maya, easy turn, great left-footed finish. Two-footed player can score with the right or the left. Puts the ball in the bottom corner and equalizes for the Locomotives. Well done by the Locomotives.
Yeah, and that one almost set up just by the way this whole game's gone, where they've been, as you said, on the back of Mac the whole time, so physical, and that time she just kind of freed herself up, didn't let that contact get initiated.
Yeah, I feel the center back for the Rams there just took a little bit of a gamble, tried to win a ball in an area she didn't have to win it. When just containing Mac like they've done the whole game would have probably been the right thing to do.
So now 4 minutes ago, Maya Mack here again attacking the back line of the Rams. Little spring in her step, going 1-on-4, brings it back outside to Willis.
Forward. Has a go, but blocked there by Ava DeBourg. Willis now playing higher up the field. So that's one change that the Locomotives have made. Mack again back to goal, able to turn.
Trying to step through, takes
well
a little bit of contact there, but nice defense. Still not cleared, however.
Morgan Mack on the ball out on the left side. Gets in behind.
Trying to play across Central, doing all they can to hold on, and it's
kind of a mess there. Looks like
it
gets
by Hanser.
Yeah, it gets cleared out by Hanser. Pressure's on the Rams right now. Oh, looks like we got a throw in for the Rams. Must have deflected off of Morgan Mack. Quickly thrown in.
So just like that now, 3 minutes ago in this match, it's all tied up at 1. See if anyone else can break through. Laurel a little bit extra spring in their step, but Central now playing it through to Derbyshire.
Derbyshire is back in the game.
A little pressure on Laurel. Well done there.
Yeah, Brandstetter filling in here now for Gibbs at center back. Does a great job cutting out that pass, turning out of pressure, and now Laurel's going back downfield. And Mack.
Maya Mack so persistent up there, but the assistant referee is going to say they got her.
Yeah.
Give a foul on Maya.
Laurel fans do not appreciate that, and they're letting them hear about it.
Well, Maya and Coach Jess aren't afraid to say that she'll do whatever it takes to win the ball, and sometimes gets a little aggressive.
There's nothing wrong with that. Again, at times you got to let them play, but foul's a foul.
So here we are, the 2-minute mark. The clock will stop up on your board, but we should have some extra time with the injury to Gibbs. And
I think we're probably looking at about 4 or 5 minutes total. So
Ellison, danger spot in the box, leaves it off. Molly Molvig, and that will go just wide. Couldn't quite find her feet.
Great chance from Molvig. Kind of caught her in between feet. Whether she's going to use her left or right there, she ended up using her right foot, which is a tough task there, and puts the ball wide left of the post. But a great chance for the Rams there to answer right back.
So this game now really opening up as both teams dying for that game-winning goal.
Unlucky there by Hanser. Unable to control the ball, goes out for a throw-in for Locomotives. Dole picks that out, keeps it for the Rams. I think she's done a good job the whole game.
They kind of just play it ahead. No one there for Laurel. Of course, Maya Mack now some extra spring in her step, chasing after it, wins it, goes on the churn. Now she takes on the Central defenders, looking for someone else to help her out. And she may just win a corner kick out of that for Laurel. How about the effort there from Maya Mack?
I had no idea she was going to go for that ball, and then all of a sudden, and they take it quick.
Quickly taking Morgan Mack now, serving it into the box.
Overhit.
Overhit there for Laurel.
It's all right, though. Locomotives again threatening here, looking dangerous.
It's Gracie Willis causing some problems, falls into the feet of Laurel, gives it a go, but it's easily controlled by Central. Rams seem to just try to be holding on right now, but here maybe a chance for another go. Soleil Ellison up the left side.
Nelson wins the ball, turns it out.
Nice little flick on there.
Get a foul there from Bowman.
Maybe a chance to catch your breath if you're the Rams.
Yeah,
just a moment. Just a moment.
I mean, if you're a coach, you want your team to take their time here. Maybe even get a warning from the referee to speed it up. But yeah, just kind of catch your breath. Yeah, obviously, momentum has changed. Just take your time with these late set pieces here.
So it's DeBorg on the set piece. Can't really get it there. Falls into the lap of Mack. And that's the match. The referee blows the final whistle. Maya Mack late equalizer for Laurel, and we end in a 1-1 tie here. Kind of snuck up on us at the end.
Yeah, a lot of tight games between two good teams are in that way more often than you think. You know, late equalizers, definitely late chances. You know, not a lot of chances throughout the game, but, you know, the last 5-10 minutes, always with these two teams, always entertaining.
Yeah, we talked about how even they were, about how disciplined both sides were, and that reflects on the final score sheet. We'll be back to wrap it up for you here on SWX.
That these games could continue.
Doing soccer.
It's greatly appreciated. We want to continue these great events.
We have two of them. Let's come back with the highlights. Do we have second half lights? Right in here. So we have two
Okay.
segments, and then we're done. Welcome back to the Laurel Sportsplex, and here's the highlights from this 1-1 draw against two of the Class A powers, and they were evenly matched coming in, and they showed that on the field as well today, Kevin.
Yeah, I felt both teams evenly matched, well-played game by both teams. You know, I thought the possession was pretty equal. Here's Derbyshire on that ball. It hits off the near post. Clearance from Barnstetter there.
And that was kind of the story of the game, was those limited attacks and these set pieces. Molly Molvig here putting in a dangerous position. Laurel did so much in that second half to just kind of hang on when they were down that goal to give their chance here
comes
Maya
the goal
Mack.
here with the left foot, just tucks it in. Near corner, bottom corner. Nothing the goalie could really do there.
That's Mack's 8th goal of the year, and it was a big one as that she equalized in this match, and maybe a litmus test for the rest of the season for these two teams to see where they currently stack up. And so 1-1 draw here. We'll be right back with more here on SWX. Well, Kevin, it was a pleasure having you on the call with us today here at Laurel Sportsplex. And the rest of you from Billings United Soccer Club, we appreciate your expertise sharing so many of these stories with these girls and what you bring to soccer in Billings.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Spencer. Yeah, it's a lot of fun for me to come to these games, not only just to watch them, but now do a little bit of commentary. But seeing these players come up through their respective club programs over the years, and now seeing them in high school competing against one another, it's a real good time to watch and just see all the hard work they've put in, years and years of hard work, and then to see it on the field. And what a great match. It really was a tight match. I thought most of it was played in the middle of the field, and it's a good match when there's momentum shifts back and forth, and you can just see it from up here.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, and we look forward to having more voices from your soccer club for our games the rest of the year. And now, for helping us out, you deserve a nice lunch from Dickey's Barbecue. They serve our whole team at SWX. We really appreciate their hickory smoked low and slow every day, giving that signature smoked barbecue flavor that truly makes it legit Texas barbecue. Check them out in Billings or in Laurel. Well, from myself, from Kevin here at Laurel Sportsplex, again, Billings and the Laurel Lady Locomotives tie at 1 apiece. We'll see you next time here on SWX.